So let's start strong with one of my favorites from this top 10, that is VoxScript. As you can see here on this plugins tab that I had a few moments ago, let's wait for it to load. If you use VoxScript on a regular video, and this one is exactly 10 plugins you can't miss, it will just use VoxScript once. You can see the details of any script by clicking on this drop-down arrow here. And honestly, it's much better if you see it like this. And it gave it a summary the way he wanted, but I wanted to see exactly the top 10 this guy recommended. And then I just, corrected him. No, give me just the 10 apps mentioned. And he did it very well. Those were exactly the 10 apps that the viewer recommended. But then finally, I asked him to make a summary of this video that is much longer, and I'll open it here just so you see what I mean. And this video is how to consistently make profitable indie games, and it's a 50 minutes long video. And before this plugin with Chatgpt 4, given its limitation on context, I could never make Chatgpt summarize a video longer than 8 minutes or so, which was disappointing to say the least. But now with this, you can see that it will use VoxScript a lot, so don't fret. It used it here 11 times before summarizing the video, but then it summarized it flawlessly. You can see, for example, using early access. Ryan discussed the benefits and drawbacks of using early access on platforms like Steam. He suggests that early access can be a great way, but it requires careful planning and execution. And is that true? How can we verify it? Well, luckily, I know this video, and I already paused it on the area that he talks about it. And you can see it here, early access and updates, question mark, because I remember him saying that it can get a lot of media attention, but if you do it, the actual final release won't get as much attention as you got in the early access. So it's a kind of a double-edged sword, and he goes on about it for, about the 37-minute mark until the 40-something. And you can see it here. It's real. It's for real taking advice from this video. So it's amazing. It's so relieving and to be honest, it only took like 2 minutes or something for him to summarize it, which not at all when you consider the 40 lots minutes you would need to spend here, or even if you sped it up, like 30 minutes you would need to spend here. So it's amazing. And just to verify it, let's just use it again on something like this. Email marketing secrets for 2023, expert tips for beginners. So at the same time, we're going to use that tool again. We're going to learn something here. So summarize all the topics raised in this video. Then we just feed it like this. I just copied the link of the video, as you saw. And then we wait. You can see that it will probably, if for a 50-minute video, it took like 11 attempts on using VoxScript, it will take, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 here. Okay, it already used 2, but it might have been enough now. Let's wait a little bit more and see what happens. If anything, if it starts to drag, I'll edit this video so you don't need to sit here with me watching it using VoxScript for, so it didn't even need to wait that long. You can see that it was barely 1 minute. And the power of email marketing, emphasizing, okay, every dollar you put in email marketing, yeah, email marketing is very strong, to be honest with you, even to this day, especially in a time like ours where people underestimate mail. Building our list, blah, blah, advise against buying lists, obvious tips as well. I mean, never buy lists because they don't know you and will just burn money. Create lead magnet, that's a temporal tip on marketing. Promoting your lead magnet, important as well. Nurture your list, jab, right hook model. Yeah, it's a classic model from Gary Vaynerchuk. Suggest you researching about it. Use stories in emails, the video discuss storytelling, suggest, solve the problem. That's a nice tip. That's a nice tip because people love stories and they engage way more than boring, pitches. Email design tips, interesting. Suggest using plain text mail without a template. Provides tips for making mails skimmable, including short paragraphs, line breaks. That's interesting because that's a tip that is a visual one, but ChatGPT through VoxScript was intelligent enough to summarize it in text. That's amazing. That's very strong. email subject lines, of writing compiled subject lines, emphasize using formulas. By the way, I know it's a plug, but you do realize that we have our course here on Udemy for headlines, so I mean, just check my profile. And yeah, I mean, amazing. We just wasted like 1 minute or so to summarize an 18. It was 18 minutes, so that's why it needed 4 or something. Okay, so we just saved a lot of time with this. So that's one of my favorite tools. And yeah, that's how you use it. You can see that this thread already had it activated. And yeah, in the next video, we'll go to the next one. Okay, so I'll see you there.